Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's Steve coming at you. Hope you're having a great day. I meant to make this video actually a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, I had a very dear friend who passed recently, and his wake was on Saturday. I'm sorry, his wake was on Friday evening. His funeral was yesterday, and I've been pretty busy the past couple of days with that and his family and all that sort of stuff. So I want to first of all give a shout out to Prince Kopty, Prince Francis Kopty. He was an incredible man. Owns an amazing restaurant here in the Arlington, Texas, called Prince Lebanese Grill. If you like Mediterranean food, you're open to try Mediterranean food. If you've never had it, you got to give it a shot. It is amazing food. His restaurant was featured in dine-ins, drivers, and dives, and it's incredible food. Guy Fieri loved it. Everybody around in these parts love it. And one thing's for sure, as his son said, and as my ex said in a post, that the food in heaven definitely got it a little bit better. So I want to miss you, Prince. Love your family. I pray for them and hope that God gives them comfort. So with that, that's why I haven't been on for the past couple of days, guys. But I did want to discuss this very quickly, this video. But I wanted to make sure I at least gave a shout out to the Prince, let him know I will miss him very much. So with that, I want to get started with Stephen A's response. I talked about a video a couple of days ago where Stephen A was going to respond to Kwame Brown. And Stephen A, sadly, especially in the last few years, he and ESPN and a lot of the people there have decided to go the woke route. And he has proven himself to be the clown that Kwame Brown has said that he is. His response to Kwame was sad. He was getting dragged online for it. ESPN was getting dragged. And Kwame made a great point about the go along to get along gang, which is people in the media industry and sports entertainment industry, because it really is. It's not sports analytics or sports analysts. It's sports entertainers, just like entertainers in any other field in media. And so they have a narrative they want to push, and when they want to push that narrative, they're going to do and say whatever they have to do to get it done. And 20 years ago, Stephen A started a narrative of how Kwame Brown sucks. He just can't play. His feet he doesn't have great footwork. His hands are too small. He has supposedly got that information from some white journalist who told him all this stuff rather than him actually researching it himself. That was problem number one. But for 20 years, he's been dragging Kwame Brown, like I told you guys before, with the whole Kwame Brown. And in this response, he said that Kwame Brown was making things personal and no one had said anything personal against him. I'm sorry. And he made it a point to name Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, and Charlamagne tha God. Not to mention the fact that Charlamagne tha God went after and doxed his family, his father and his brother, and called them essentially because they had gone to jail for murder or something, saying that because of this, and he made the analogy that because Kwame Brown's family had been convicted of murder, that means Kwame Brown is essentially a violent person and shouldn't be trafficked with. And it was Charlamagne's way of dragging his family in a passive aggressive manner. So he got real personal. That's step one, Stephen A. You're wrong about that. But you did prove yourself to be a clown, because you're still talking about this man's family. You're still talking about him being a bust. You're still talking about how he couldn't play. And then Stephen A proceeded to show lowlights of bad plays that Kwame made. I'm willing to bet you in any sport, including Tom Brady, who's considered the greatest of all time in NFL. I'm sure Michael Jordan, who's considered the greatest of all time in NBA, had bad plays. Stephen A made it a point to show his bad plays as if to buttress his point that the man couldn't play. Didn't bother showing any of the good plays. He basically was making the point that his bad plays means that's how he always played. And we know that's not true. So Stephen A, you're a clown. You and ESPN, who probably put you up to this, to be honest. Because Stephen A, ever since he decided to go the woke route, he lost an enormous amount of credibility in my eyes and many people's eyes. Because he used to be a pretty independent thinker. He used to be a guy who could just go, okay, look at something and look at issues and like, if black people did wrong, he'd call out and say, hey, you did something wrong. I personally like that because I don't want all these black folks to just assume, oh, because we black and because we're racist. No, you still have to act right. Those of us who were raised right know the difference between right and wrong and good and bad. And your skin color does not give you a pass on acting stupid and acting out of character. It is because of the things we've dealt with in our past and our history and the racial injustices and us still overcoming those things that makes us strong people. That's the way it used to be. But for some reason now everybody wants a pass to act like a fool simply because they got more melanin than somebody else. Because I have more melanin than somebody else in my skin, I get to act a fool. To me, I find that insulting because that's basically saying black folks ain't no better than animals, really. So you got to give them a pass when they act like it. I find that incredibly insulting. And you black folks who ain't smart enough to figure out that the white folks who are pushing this racial division, this racial injustice and all this other stuff, are looking for a reason. That the reason they're pushing this is because they want to make sure that those white liberals want to make sure that other whites start hating us again, because they need that division in order to keep you in line. But you ain't smart enough to figure that out yet. Anyway, I digress. Back to Stephen A. All these lowlights start talking about Kwame Brown, start talking about how the man made $63.9 million, and he said we taking money out of his mouth. Yeah, because Kwame said the whole time, Stephen A., you were calling him a punk or calling him a bust, really, not so much a punk, saying he couldn't play, saying he was washed, it's a #1 overall pick. That hurt his pocketbook because now when his agents try and go and make deals with other teams, even though he played for 12 years and he got $64 million in those 12 years, that's essentially an average of what, $6.4 million a year? He had other people who had averaged the same kind of minutes he did who were getting $70 and $80 million contracts. So you cost him some money, bruh. Don't act like you didn't. And this is the stuff that bothers me. When the media wants to get a narrative out, they're going to get their narrative out. Doesn't matter how real or how true it is. Kwame's making some good points, y'all. I love the question he keeps asking is, why did they send Stephen A. to all these college campuses to talk about a quote-unquote busted high school player? What was the point of all that? So, Stephen A., you can miss me with all this. You're sad. You're tired. You're a clown. And your clown world, it was just a way for you to promote that Stephen A.'s clown world. I didn't watch it. I caught clips of it on the internet and it was as bad as I thought it was be. I thought at first maybe you might have the common sense to apologize to the man, that it was showing something bigger in you. But you done lost that, man. Once you decided to give in to the woke mob, the woke club, and ride that woke train, that ain't you no more. It's sad. It really is, Stephen A. You used to be all right. Now you just a clown. Maybe you guys agree with me, maybe you disagree. If you do, let me know in the comments whether you agree, disagree. But either way, like the video, comment in the video, share this video. I look forward to talking to y'all again soon. Y'all take care.